2 years ago, I remarried my current husband. My ex-husband thought it would be easy to have a child if we got married, and when I couldn't have a child even after a year, he called me an infertile woman. After that, he repeatedly cheated on me. I was secretly preparing for divorce, and when I was ready, I went to a lawyer. My ex-husband wanted to marry his girlfriend, and I wanted to divorce him as soon as possible. So we both agreed to get divorced, but... Kathleen! Oh, Ryan, it's been a while. What's up?
What is that?
What are you talking about?
Facebook.
Oh, what about it? I didn't know you were on Facebook.
I just started, and then I found your account. What the hell is that?
I said, what are you talking about?
You had a baby? I mean, why didn't you tell me you got married?
Why should I? We've been divorced for 3 years now. We're strangers.
You should. We'd been together for years. Don't call us strangers.
I don't care if you remarry or not.
Ugh, right. That's what I didn't like about you. You always act like you have nothing to do with it. Seriously, I should have never married you. All the time we spent together, even a few years, was a waste.
How dare you say that when you didn't care about me while we were married? You divorced and then quickly remarried. So why don't you just focus on your own family?
No way. I saw on Facebook and it looks like you remarried within a year after the divorce. You were connected to your current husband before you got divorced, weren't you?
Ha ha ha, I knew you'd say that. You're so simple.
Huh? What's so simple?
Don't think me as you, okay? You wanted to marry your girlfriend so badly that you waited all the time for me to divorce you, right? So you think I was doing the same thing, huh? You really are simple-minded or you lack imagination.
That's not true.
If the person who cheated asks to get divorced, there will be a big fight and it would be very difficult to get divorced, huh? That's why you waited until I couldn't take it anymore and wanted to divorce you no matter what. For 3 years.
Oh yeah, whatever. Otherwise, who would like to stay married with an infertile woman for 3 years, having sex with her that I don't want to? You were an infertile woman, but I wanted kids, so I made a new girlfriend. But I still had sex with you twice a month, which I didn't want to because I thought we might have a baby. A sex that doesn't feel good, feel nothing. You're an infertile woman plus a bitch who don't do anything during sex. You son of a bitch.
That's how you felt? Wow. I mean, how can you say so many specific bad things about me after 3 years? You're wasting so much brain capacity on useless things. So the rest of it is so naive.
Shut up. I married you because I wanted kids. You yourself are a good-looking, smart CPA and raised by a fine family. You met all the requirements to be the mother of my children. And guess what? We tried to make a kid, but you never seemed to be able to have one. Meanwhile, you get old and the eggs deteriorates.
Oh, so that's why you had an affair with a young, beautiful, talented girl.
Well, yeah, of course. I was seeing a bunch of girls just to find the best genes. Isn't that a natural male instinct?
It sounds better if you say so, but I'm not sure if it's a rational human behavior.
So what? It took time, but we were able to get divorced. You didn't ask for anything else. I was going to remarry immediately and have a child with my young wife. And yet,
I have a child and you don't. I see. That's why you were in such a hurry to get in touch with me. I wondered why, but it makes sense now.
I thought you were an infertile woman. You lied to me, didn't you?
Huh? Why would I do that?
I can't think of any other reason. It has to be it. We had sex twice a month for 3 years. Twice a week at the most. I made time in my busy schedule to have sex with you, even though you had no approach. It's funny how that infertile woman had a baby as soon as she got remarried. You were actually on birth control when you were with me, weren't you? You made fun of me.
What's wrong with you?
I heard there are contraceptives that women can use besides condom. You didn't want to have my baby, so you wore it secretly.
You're too overthinking. No way.
You would lie, of course. Or a contraceptive pill? You didn't want kids that badly?
You know what? I did want to have kids too. That's why I never used contraceptive things or refused to have sex in the first place, right?
I don't know. Maybe you just wanted to feel good. I've got the best technique in the world, you know.
What's with that confidence? Don't worry, you're so bad at it.
What?
You were so bad at it that I had to endure it. It was more like a painful time than a pleasurable one.
What do you mean?
You say yourself as sadist and you force a woman to be masochist. But you're not aggressive enough. I don't get wet and it hurts. And you could only stand it for a few minutes. And it will finish in 15 minutes. How can I feel good?
What? You're just insensitive. Don't blame it on me. The other girls don't say anything. And my wife, of course.
I'm sorry to hear that. She can't tell you if she wants to.
She's not like you, using Facebook, Instagram. She's not a bitch like you. She's more modest.
Whatever. Then why did you start Facebook? You've always been too lazy to do it, and what are you up to now?
Everyone around me were using it, so I thought I'd give it a try. Nothing special.
Is that so? You were using Tinder at that time. Just because you can't have any kids, aren't you doing the same thing all over again? You're already old. I'm amazed.
Don't talk nonsense. It's none of your business.
Huh? It's a big deal. Ryan, what does my occupation say on my Facebook?
Huh? Smith, CPA firm. What's this?
My current husband is also a CPA. That's why we started our own firm.
So? I don't know if you're trying to show me off how much you make money, but I don't really care. I guess a woman like you, who's like a nerd and has no charm, is better suited to a man like that. Yeah, you're perfect for each other.
Thank you very much, and your wife is coming over to my place for a part-time.
What? What are you talking about? She doesn't have any qualifications. Why is she working for you? My current wife works for my ex-wife? Are you kidding me? I don't understand.
I know it's hard to become a CPA, but she's taking the exam and trying to pass all subjects. She's great. She studies on her own. I think she's going to pass all the subjects this year.
Huh? For what? I haven't heard a single thing from her.
That's how little you see of her. It's exactly the same as when you were with me. To begin with, it's extravagant for a nearly 40 years old man to take a 22-year-old college student as his wife and want to have kids with her. An old man who gets a college student involved in an affair. It's gross.
Gross? It's natural that young women fall for guys who are in their 40s.
Natural? You're trying to justify yourself in a way that I don't understand, and that's exactly what gross means.
Don't say I'm gross. I'm hot.
Don't make me laugh. She said you tricked her.
I tricked her?
She came all the way over to your ex-wife's place. She must have been really pissed off at me. She asked me to pay you back the property division and give you back the apartment. You told her that I stole all of your property division. And that I took your apartment? I guess that's what you had to say. You spent so much money on girls that your savings were empty.
We had to share our savings after we get married, but you didn't share them at all.
You were a man who was having an affair and playing around with other girls. And you said you didn't need to divide the property. And now you're saying I have to share the money I earned? No matter where you look in the world, no one will accept that. I mean, we were supposed to share the property, but you couldn't, so I had to use my savings. And you lied about the apartment that belonged to me, saying that it was yours and I stole it?
It's the fact that you kicked me out.
Yes. I worked hard for this house and I paid the entire mortgage with my own money. And you just came to my house and said, lucky me, I don't have to find for a house.
You were lucky to be married by me when you were 30 years old and had no one else to be chosen, huh? If you had stayed like that, you would have been single, poor, and lonely for the rest of your life. You were a sellout, and I took you in. You should be grateful.
No, I could have married someone else, even if you hadn't found me. I'm different from you. I was just prioritizing my career as a CPA. Don't talk big to me like a man who used something and could only get a college student who knew nothing by tricking her. That's why you're getting dumped by women again.
Being dumped?
You haven't noticed?
Noticed what?
She's been preparing for over a year.
Huh? Preparing? I don't get it. There's no way I'm getting dumped. My wife is in love with me.
You seriously haven't noticed? She's preparing to get divorced.
What? Why would she think so?
Well, if you're chasing girls on Facebook and Instagram, you wouldn't notice. You're not paying attention to her at all. Like I said before, she's trying to become a CPA. And she has been thinking about it since she was young. You have a good eye for women, but too bad.
What's that?
You're good looking until you get her, but after you get her, you become an asshole. And since you get a smart girl, she's not going to put up with your shit. She becomes an independent woman. In a way, you motivate people. Oh, but you're also a useless bug fucker.
What? Watch out for your words, you infertile woman. I can dump that infertile woman who's only young and looks better than others.
No money, no brains, bug fucker. Oh, no sperm?
I do have them, like too much.
Oh really? I thought you didn't because you have sex a lot but nothing happens. You can't keep letting them rot just because you have so many. If you're going to be so bossy, why don't you start by showing some results?
You.
On top of being a dickhead, you trick and cheat on people. And I heard you've been on a long business trip recently.
She even told you about that? That big mouth.
You can play as much as you want. She's also lucky to have a lot of time to prepare.
Prepare? Prepare for what?
Are you stupid? Did you hear me? To get divorced.
Huh?
With a CPA degree at that young age, getting a job is a piece of cake. She's from a good university, she's got excellent grades, and if she works hard, she can become a very profitable CPA. You're just a disappointing person. I feel sorry for you. She's going to make more money than you in no time. Also, it's only a matter of time before you get dumped.
You really pissed me off.
If you have time to be pissed off, be a smart person. Are you so stupid that you don't notice the changes in a wife you've been with for years? You can't be a parent for the rest of your life. Your kids won't choose you.
Don't get carried away just because you could have kids. I can have a kid in no time. Don't get all condescending.
I'm just telling you the truth. Why don't you worry about yourself instead? When are you coming home?
Next week.
Oh, maybe it's too late.
What do you mean?
The house might be empty.
What? What do you mean by that?
I think she's going to leave you. You know what?
Huh?
Don't underestimate women.
What?
We are stronger than a dickhead like you. Live in regret and spend the rest of your life alone. Well then.
What do you mean? What did you say? Kathleen, hey.
After that, Ryan came back from his business trip in a hurry and found out that the house was already empty. He found a letter regarding the divorce in the dining room. He called his wife immediately and shouted at her. But when she told him about the proof of his affair and deception and the lawyer I had prepared, he easily accepted the terms and signed the papers. 1 year later, she passed the CPA exam and now is working as a CPA at my firm. Ryan is still paying the property division in installments every month and he is looking for a new wife. And he wants to marry someone in her early 20s. He still has to pay millions of dollars, but when will it end? Will he have a wife by his side by then? In the first place, has he forgotten that he had a fertility test? He would be a fool to be satisfied with what he had undergone without knowing the result. When will he realize that he really is sterile?